Hey, welcome back. We're back in Timberborn, and last time we got this set up, so that should take care of a lot of the water problems for this time, but we're going to continue on building this. However, today we're finally going to tackle getting to the mine. So we're going to cross these Badlands here, try and get down here, remove all this bad water, and get the mine set up. So we're going to start, first of all, I want to make sure that we can get up here so that whenever this very long bad tide finally subsides, we can get right in there and get some water and go from there. Let's put in a couple of these. We're going to draw ourselves a road right across. There we go. All this goes here. And we're going to have to put in a couple lumberjack flags here and there. There we go. We'll say, let's cut down. Oh, it's already marked to cut down. So these guys can cut all that down. Also going to have to put up something around this right here. And we'll put in some of the stuff now. I want to make sure that we block that off. We're going to take that tree out of there. We'll take this tree out of there eventually, but I'm not going to put any stairs down there until they make sure that they're not going to be drowned in bad water here. I'm finding that they don't like that very much. So we'll start with that, and we'll go from there once the bad water subsides, but that's definitely going to take a little while. These guys, there's nobody there, so I'm going to pause these. If there's anybody there, maybe we'll send them over here. Well, one of them got that. That's all right. We've got people over here. There should be water coming in here. I do want to make sure that my bad water is full. For the moment, we're going to go ahead and pause that. Pause this. I don't want to pause all of them, but we're going to send some of them this way. Over here, they are working on getting us this extra land that we need. However, I would like to have them put in this. We'll remove that eventually and move it to somewhere else. But we'll say this is very important, and they're going to obtain dirt here so that they don't have to walk all the way back across the map to get it. Let's see. We're going to need to reroute this river over here to, what do we say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, right about there. But that's going to have to come down just a little bit. So why don't we put it in right here? We're just going to go straight from there. That'll be good. Yep, I like that. Also, for now, I want to make sure we're replanting at least these many trees, just in case. We'll tell them to go ahead and plan on putting in this much land, and we'll have to move these around eventually, but I'm not too worried about that. We'll get to that when we get to that. Now here, I really don't need that one. And we'll go ahead and take out a couple of these, because we're going to need a canal through there eventually anyway. While they're working their way across here, I'm going to go ahead and start this right here. We're going to put in one set of stairs so they stop trying to go up there. And then we're going to build at least one side, if not two sides today, to the height that we'd like to get them. Other thing I'm going to do is we're just going to toss in kind of a temporary pump here. In fact, we'll make this a little more important. Let's get in one deep water pump. There we go. Right there. Also, just a little more important. And then when there's actual water in here, this should provide enough water for these guys for most of it. In fact, we could double check and make sure. Let's go ahead and just put in one medium tank. We'll put it in right here for now. Say that's for water, and that should hold plenty of water once this fills back up here in 22, almost 23 days. Something else I've been trying to do here is I've got all these bots, and I've got a lot of food going on in here that it's all ran by beavers, and we might switch a lot of these out. But to do that, I think what I'm going to do is instead of having the beavers running the wheels still, we're just going to make kind of a temporary food place over here. So let's toss in one engine. We do have to keep an eye on our metal blocks. Actually, I could probably turn one of those on. I have this metal now that's still coming in before the mines, so we should be okay there. Now go ahead, build that up. Now let's see what we can do for food. Let's get a fermenter. How about there? And we can put another one here. And put one back to back here. And one here. And that's only about half the power. We could probably do with another one. So we'll do something like this. And then we'll also move our oil press over here. That is a weird looking setup, but technically it should work. In fact, I can probably take that out. There we go. And once those get in there, I get the roads to all of them. They would probably appreciate roads to all of them. There we go. We can set these up for cassavas. More cassavas. We'll make you for the soybeans. And the soybeans. And then we'll do one and one of each. We don't quite have mushrooms yet. I have not looked into that particular food source. But then we'll switch all of these over to bots. I have some extra bots in here that we are going to need to take care of. Like I said before, I do want to get some of this canal moved around just a bit. So we're going to go ahead and put in a couple here. I would like to get this actually filled. In fact, just delete that. All that water can go in there. We'll do this. These I want leveled off. We'll move this here. Now this line I actually want to be where the road goes. Well, for the moment, this is going to be where the dynamite goes. I don't know why I put a road there, but, you know, it's easy enough to fix that. This is going to go down 3. Oh, nope. There we go. All of this just needs to get out of the way for the minute, so we'll move those. And then I want a little bit of landscaping done over here. Something like this, something like this. And then we will take these out. Yep. And fill those in. We'll get started there that way. Yep. I think that'll be fine. At least it'll make kind of a channel for us. In fact, we got the first 2 in. Let's say this stuff is slightly more important, along with this. They can work on this at their own leisure, but I'd like to get this done before the water comes back. And, yep, I'm just going to go ahead, remove this, remove that. They can get that in there. We need to blow this one up here too. There we go. And this needs to go. There we go. We'll do the 3s here. We'll do 2s here. We'll come back and look at that in just a second, too. Back over here in the Badlands, they have got part of this forest taken down. We can keep moving this across. These are going in, but hopefully, once we get over here, we can find a way down and across this. We still need to get in here this episode, and it's definitely going to take us a little bit. I could do more of a direct one, but I want these trees so that we can, one, do that, and then once they've got that in, we'll work our way up to the next level or so. Our small food section is in over there, so we can save all of these food items here. There we go. Get all of those beavers back. Over here, we don't really need that. Let's say, oops, we're going to say empty this. And we'll hold off on moving some of the storage on this for now. It'll still be okay if they come over here. They cook 24/7, so hopefully that makes up for not having quite as close a food. However, we've got a bunch of stuff over here cleared out. So the more we get cleared out, the better, the more we can move stuff around. A lot of our landscaping is in over here. I've gone ahead and taken out some of the dynamite here. We've dug the trench around here. We've got these. I'm going to hold off on that until they finish their job here, though. It's going to take them just a second. They should get this in here pretty quick. We do need to remove these, though, because there should be... Yep, a couple more that need knocked out right there. So we'll toss in 2 more. We're going to connect that in. Connect those in. And once this is created, we can start moving some stuff around up here. Well, they did it again. I forgot to take this out, and they used the stairs to get themselves stuck. So, first things first, get off of those stairs. Get off of those stairs. There we go. Next things next, we'll have to build these out this way. We'll say those are pretty important, and we'll try and save our beaver over here. And once that's built, and this shows it's not stranded anymore, I got to come back and knock those out so they can't get themselves stuck in the wall anymore. I've thought about it, and I'm going to hold off on blowing up this dynamite until the water comes back. Right now, it's kind of concentrated in this area, and it's watering a lot of this stuff, so we'll leave that the way it is. However, I am going to go ahead and figure out where I need to get dynamite to. It looks like about here. So we'll put those last ones in, and then we'll just hold off on any more dynamiting. Well, I might put in one more there. There we go. Back over here in our second district, we've got the first of our ladders in. So let's go ahead. We're going to put these in order. I could just build them out, all the platforms first, but they tend to get stuck that way. So we're going to try and avoid that. And we'll see if this helps. We'll do this. We'll do 3 and 2. And we'll go up this way. And finally, a 3 and a 3, and that's where they're going to stop. And then we can just take these little railings off the front. There we go. And say, hey, once you're up here, let's go ahead and put in this entire layer right here. And put in this here as well. And eventually, this is going to end up being this big, which should give them just the right height for the full water spout. But it's going to take them just a bit to get that in. In fact, we might make it to the mine through the Badlands over here before we get all of that in. But that's okay. I want to move a couple of these around as well. I'm going to move them out to this outer part where we're eventually going to be doing most of the walking. So let's go ahead, grab our tapper shack here. And nope, that's not a tapper shack. This is a tapper shack. We're going to set it up in the same place, but facing the other way. We're going to take this road out. We're going to take these out of here. And eventually we'll end up spinning a lot of these around so that they can take care of this large cassava and kohlrabi area. They got that cleaned up pretty quickly. So we're going to go ahead and take these out of there. We're just going to spin them around the other way. They should be able to cover mostly the same what they could before. Yeah, the whole thing there. So we'll say these are both very important. And then once those are out, I'll switch these two out as well, move them over, move our storages here. Looks like this one's already done. So I can take this out. I'm going to put in a forester over here, just temporarily, so they can replant a lot of these dead pine trees. In fact, let's go ahead and toss in one of these just for the moment and say we don't want any of these pine trees that have died. Just cut them down, turn them into levees. They made our stairway all the way up to the top, and actually they're doing pretty well on this wall over here. They don't have a lot else to build, so it's given them plenty of time to get that built up. So hopefully it doesn't take too long. Over here, they are making their way through the Badlands. In fact, they are going pretty quickly over here. We'll probably have to change and move the path down one so that they can get through there. In fact, let's just go ahead and mark that in while we're looking at it. Let's go this way, and then we'll go across this. There we go. That can go there. Then the question becomes, how do we get down from there? Well, I think I can go ahead and put in this, because we'll take that tree out. And then we will put one in here, and we'll put one here, and here, and here. And we'll see if we get to the bad water first, or if it all dries up first. With our increasing number of bots, I do want to get in a charging station. So I think I'm going to put that right here, above the turnaround for the water. And I can hook it into this and just come basically straight out so that we can use this extra room for something in there. We'll cover those in. Now, how many blocks do I have? I have 79. There should be plenty. So let's go ahead, put in this here. We'll do this. We'll say, let's go this way. And that should be okay for the moment. They can start building that whenever. By the time they get to that, hopefully we'll have the number of bots that we actually need to justify having those. And if not, well, then we just have extra. They've managed to turn these farmhouses around, so we'll go ahead and get in get in the other two that we're going to need. So we're going to do that. We can remove these two. And then we can remove that right there. And move our storage spaces over. Storage, 1 medium, 2 medium. That should work just fine. We'll take those out once they're done. I do need a place to store some more pine resin, though, it looks like. Let's see. How about we get 2 small right there, and we'll set them both up for pine resin. And then we'll set them to supply, and hopefully that means they won't ever be too full unless everything else is full. Now that I look at it, I think it's this channel currently keeping a lot of this stuff alive. So we'll go ahead, detonate this out. Do I want to detonate this one, though? Actually, I don't think I want to detonate that one quite yet, or else it's going to spill out. But we'll go ahead and detonate those. And then when this fills back up, we can just let it run over whenever it gets to the point that it needs to. We'll go ahead and put in these as they can get in there. That way we can move the path over and still use this. We should be good to go there. Seem to have some extra beavers, but our logs are going down at a pretty quick rate, and I'd like to remove a lot of this so that I can start building it up. So what I'm going to do is take all of these extra beavers that we currently have. Let's go. Looks like I got 5 or 6 of them, so we're just going to do that. Then they can start help clearing this out. I'm going to say currently we don't plan to replant these at least. Oops, this one. We don't plan to replant those. There we go. And we'll say don't replant any of these either. And hopefully, once they get all this cut down, we can actually get some dirt over here and get them taken care of. I'm hoping that I can at least fill in enough to get the canal completely filled on the next cycle. Whether it goes all the way around or not, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and change around this just slightly. They can get to most places still. So we're going to go ahead, put in 2 more levees here. And that should, whenever this turns to bad water, let us shuffle it off the map as well. We're going to go ahead, put in 1 platform, another platform, and then a set of stairs. So they can still get across. Use that just as they need to. We're going to put in the road for this, but we're not going to put the stairs in there quite yet. They're putting in more and more of this, getting us down to over here. But we're also going to need to get to probably up here so that we can get a pump in here in case the water hasn't evaporated yet. With just a little over half a day left, I'm going to go ahead, put in these here. In fact, we're going to change the direction on these so that they can all be worked on at the same time. And we're going to say these are all very high priority. And that should let me fill this canal and this canal up most of the way so we won't have to worry about a drought or bad water next time. And then if I just have to dynamite this 1 square, that's not a huge deal. We can always make more dynamite. Also, while I'm over here, I might as well go ahead and toss down the new one of these, and we'll say, let's get oak in here. Here's our oaks. This should all be oak and oak. That looks good. We'll do, I'm going to remove these here, and we'll replace all of those with oak as well. We'll do oak here. We'll set up a couple of places for them to actually cut down stuff. We'll put that in there. We'll do 2 like that. That'll cover a large area, and we'll put a couple more down here whenever they get to that. Here is finally the wet season, which means we can switch this over. Oops. And turn this on. And that should hopefully fill this, which will give us hopefully enough to, well, to stay over here without too much problem. And now that also this is no longer toxic sludge, we can put that in, say that it's super important. We'll say that's super important. And we can work on building the rest of the gates that we're going to need. So, put you in there. We'll go here. And here. Actually, I do want that to come out that way. So we'll do this, this. And we'll fill in all of that because I don't want any water lingering there if it doesn't have to. Floodgate. We'll do single floodgates here. There we go. And 1 over here. And we'll say that's mildly important. Because I don't want them trying to do that while there's bad water in there. In fact, I will go ahead and say, let's do that. And these are also mildly important. I spilled just a little bit filling this one up, but that should stay pretty much for most of however long this drought happens to be. So we won't have to worry too much about food or lumber once this comes in. We are still working on the dirt. It's just slow going. There's no way around that. However, this we're not really needing anymore, so we can start taking some of this out, which I might wait to do until they've cut this forest down over here. But we can take out a little bit of it. Let's take you out. There we go. All done. And landscaping. And we'll put in those and this. Fill in these and that one. And that one there. Couple here. But, like I said, they're still going to have to come through here. I also want to see if I delete this. Do they still have paths around to there? Yeah, it takes them a little bit, but they can still get around there if they need to. So, good. I'm going to leave that connected for now, but when we get to it, we can finally take the dirt across here. Well, I said I wasn't going to do this, but it feels like I really kind of need to. We're going to say that. We're going to say obtain. We're going to get our, where is it? Cassavas. We're going to get our soybeans. We're going to get our canolas. Going to obtain on all of those. There we go. Hopefully that fixes them up. We are down on just about everything. I'm not sure why. Are you waiting on who's got cassavas? Let's switch you over to soybeans. And we will even put in this for canola oil. Actually, maybe we'll switch. Why did I have that one on mushrooms? Oops. Okay, well, at least it's fixable. We'll put you on soybeans too, and hopefully that gives us 4 soybeans and 2 cassavas. Hopefully that gets some more stuff fermented. Maybe we should toss in a secondary holder for soybeans just for the moment. We will do that. Fermented soybeans. There we go. Now we'll just have some extra food going around. I'm going to go ahead and put in a forester up here as well. So we can kind of have one on each corner. There we go. And we'll tell them to go ahead and plant some oak as well. We don't want them running out here. So we'll just do this. More oak. I actually want oak here. And we'll get in, again, a couple more of these just along here. There we go. And maybe we'll put one more in there once we get to it. We'll tell them to stop replanting these, though. Again, we're going to have to fill that in with dirt. But it looks like some of these are growing up. I don't know how much longer. Oh, some of these are almost done. So that's a good thing. Well, I have one beaver over here that has been getting trees for us for the longest time, and he finally managed to break his tooth. So we're going to go ahead and just grant him a nice tooth grindstone while he grabs us some more trees. In fact, what I might do as well is, let's see if we can put in a couple more of these so we can bring in logs a bit faster. And I'm going to turn this down. I currently got it at 6. We'll put it at 4. That should still be plenty for this size of colony. I'm also going to take out this little hill here. There's not really too much reason for it at the moment. So we'll go ahead, mark this all to remove. We'll remove all of this as well. And we'll finish up the rest of it once we've got this taken down. I'm going to start throwing test dynamite down here. Basically meaning I'm going to keep throwing triple dynamite down here until I find out what the bottom is. And then I will continue to mine this whole place out. I just want to know what the bottom here is because they don't really tell you when you put a triple dynamite on a piece of ground that will only blow up one tile. So if I find it out first, I can save that much dynamite on the rest of it. Normally, if I had this many extra beavers, I would probably build another builder's hut or two. However, since we're kind of behind on science, I'm just going to make this whole area science friendly. Obviously, I'm not going to get that right on the first try, though. We're going to try again here. There we go. And then all those extra beavers can go in here. We'll say it's not important that they go in there, just that, if possible, they do go in here. I could replace most of these probably with a number cruncher, but we'll wait on that until we're ready for it. I'm noticing now that I'm blocking off all of my sources of bad water, I don't have anything going to our bad water collector over there. So we're going to come out here and we're going to put in a 2x2 just for now and put in one bad water pump. There should always be bad water here. So as long as they're ready to go, we should be able to pull in bad water. Then we can send it back over to the main colony if we need to. Oh, while I'm here, I'm also going to put 2 more levees in. Oh, not right there. 2 more in there so that whenever this has bad water, it will just flow out this way and it won't touch any actual land, because I don't believe the water source actually counts. And if it does, that's all right. We'll deal with that later. Our mountain's all dynamited up here, so let's remove some of that. There we go. There we go. Nice flat area. We can say, let's go ahead, fill this in with more stuff. We'll say fill all of this in when you can get to it. All of this here. We'll go out this way with this one. We'll knock these down. Knock these down. Although I'm going to need... There we go. So that we can take this out of there and then knock all of that down. I think that should cover a lot of what we have here. I can go ahead and plan for all of this here, all of that there, and all of this. Oh, this too. There we go. They're definitely taking their time on the dirt over here. I think this dirt machine is like the ultimate beaver injury machine. So if we can get some more science, I will spend the 4,000, but I still need the 10,000 so that the bots start making themselves. So I've got a ton of science that I still need to save up before I start changing too much around. All of that was done, so we can go ahead, plan to do dirt in all of this. There we go. We'll get that in there. This can all go. That can go. Gotta figure out what we want to do here. We might end up extending the canal out and over to here so that I can still get water from here if I need to. I'm hoping, though, that we won't ever have to, but you never know. It's still nice to have just in case. I'm going to go ahead and move my dirt pile over to here. That way I can actually put dirt in here whenever I can. It might take a minute or two, but That's okay. Once it's full, that doesn't have anything in it anyway, so I might as well just take it out and say, okay, it's time to replace you. There we go. This can all go this way. Nope. This level. There we go. That looks nice. This one actually I don't need or don't want. And I am going to want one here. We were just way too underpowered and things weren't getting taken care of in a timely manner. So I went ahead, turned some of our boardwalk off, and that should increase the speed at which we're getting various things, such as the dirt. And hopefully that helps us along just a bit. Put a little bit more dynamite up here on our mountain. So we'll go ahead, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Don't need this or this either. So we can go ahead, toss our dynamite in here, and then come back in with... that should be fine too. There we go. With that, we can detonate you. We can detonate you. And plant trees. Oak there, oak here, and all oak here. A little bit of oak there too. There we go. That is a ton of wood once it all grows up. We still have a little bit to get here, but we're lagging behind just a little bit. I think it's mostly because of that dirt and me sorting my system power for so long. I'm also going to make the call, and we're going to sacrifice our pine forest here. There we go. Actually, I could just undo some of these, couldn't I? There we go. And we'll say, let's go ahead, say it's okay to cut all of this down. Actually, we better mark those too before we forget. There we go. You're all good. Here's dynamite. I can't resist blowing it up, so we're going to blow it up right there. There we go. And then these trees as well. And if we got to replant the pine forest, that's not that big a deal to me. We have plenty of pine sap, so we can definitely wait on that. We'll be using it to make more planks for the mine, because we've only got about half of what we need, but hopefully we can get enough made to get that mine in, and then get the trees replanted and get pine sap back. Well, looks like we might actually be able to get down here after this all evaporates. So it's taken us a bit to get across the Badlands, but we've got a bunch done there. So we'll just have to wait and see if that all evaporates so we can get the mine in there. We can also start on the next phase of this here, which that just means we can take this out, and we can take everything, let's say up to there out. Yep. And now we need a way to get across, which is 3 platforms, and then a whole bunch of levees. There we go. There we go. There we go. Do I need one more? I need one more. Now we've got one more. Now I just fill in this part, and that's half the box once they get that in there. Maybe a little more than half the box. Our busy little scavenger over here has finally found his way to the bottom of where we can get scrap from here. So we're going to have to make him kind of a passageway, I guess, down. Let's see if we can get, yep, something like that. Then a 2, then a 3, then another 3, and a 1. We got that in there. You go this way, you go that way, you go that way, and if that can't reach down there, we'll just put the scavenger down here. Well, it took most of the drought for this to run dry, and honestly, I still think it did pretty well, considering it's just a small single pump operation, and they still have 200 left. for just under 4 days and 18 beavers. I think they'll be okay on water. You shouldn't have to worry too much about that. I will, however, go out this way and start sending them to get more and more trees because we're definitely needing them still with all of the levees that we're building all over the place here and here. My trees are starting to dwindle. The drought looks like it's taken a toll even on the canals, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But I think we're doing all right. We're gonna make it through. Once these trees are out of here, hopefully some of these start growing up. What is that at? That's at 74%. So good, good. I think we're okay at the moment. Our bad water is finally dried up, and just now we're gonna go ahead, put in that last stairway. We're going to say, let's get our mine in here. We're going to connect all of those in. And that should, hopefully, we'll say that that's very important. We'll say that's a little less important, because that's a lot of logs and gears and treated planks. Well, it's only 300. I thought it was 400. So we've got most of the treated planks already. Gears, we're actually pretty good on that too. Logs, on the other hand, we're a little low. So we'll be sending a bunch of people out all over the map to pick up as many logs as we can until our new tree nursery starts going again. And then we can just work from there. Over here, I believe they're all out already. Yeah, for the most part, they're out. They've been working pretty well on our water diverter here, but it's still going to take a ton of water, or not water. I saw drought and I thought water, but no, it's a ton of lumber to get that taken care of. And now they should be filling back up our reservoirs after this long drought. So I think we're going to call it there for the day. We've got quite a bit done. Our canals are coming along. We've got more over here. We've got enough water that they can make it through droughts. Got a good section here. We've got some bad water generation. Our last river outlet is bottled up, and we made it all the way across the Badlands. Look, they've got the stairs in and everything to get down to our mine, so now we don't have to worry about scrap metal, which means we can have as many metal blocks as we want. But I think, like I said, that's going to do it for today. So just want to say thank you very much for stopping by. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!